Hello and welcome to day 2 of expressing yourself through music and art. I'm Kenna. So this is step 1 of our day 2 exercise, where I ask you the question, what are you thankful for? There are a lot of things happening in the world right now, aren't there? It can be pretty overwhelming. And one of the things that I like to do when I'm feeling overwhelmed is I make lists of the things that I'm thankful for. Especially the little things, like pizza, clean clothes, those kind of things. Maybe you've done this exercise before. I know lots of people do this exercise to sometimes start their day, to end their day. I sometimes make lists in my head even, and I find that it helps a lot to remind myself the things that I can control, the things that I have, and who I am. So let's make some lists together, shall we? We're going to begin this exercise in the same way that we began our first day, which was taking 3 deep, slow breaths. So let's get started. As always, get yourself some paper and a pen. Sit it down and get yourself into a comfy position and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths and relax into the sound. Let's do it together now. When you're done, open your eyes, grab that pen and paper, and make your list. Write down any and all things that you're thankful for. Nothing is too small or too silly. And when you're done, circle that word that speaks to you, that jumps out at you the most. That word is going to be the word that we base the rest of the exercise on. So grab some paper and write down your word choice at the top of the page. I picked the word the sun. With that word in the back of your mind, I want you to now play around with some chords that you think express the word that you've picked. Write the chords in a line under the word. I picked 4 chords: C, A flat, F minor, and G. The chords are spelled out like this: C chord, C, E, G, A flat chord, A flat, C, E flat, F minor chord, F, A flat, C, and G chord, G, B, D. Now for today's song, we're using a left-hand pattern that is as old as they come. You alternate playing single notes of the chord, the bottom and the top notes, with the chord itself. Let's give it a try. So first, practice playing your chords solid in your left hand, one after another, so you get comfy playing with them. All right, then I want you to watch your 5th finger and your 1st finger, your pinky and your thumb, on your left hand. And just be aware of those notes as you practice playing your chords, because we're going to pull them out and make them the bass notes that will sandwich the chord. All right, here we go. C chord, A flat, F minor, and then G. So let's take the C major chord and the 1st chord of my chord progression. The bottom notes and the top notes are C and G. Play the chord first, hold it, and then look to where the next lowest C is. Then find another G. Those are your bass notes. Okay, now plan the movement out in your head and play C note, C chord, G note, C chord. Now do that process for each of your chords. So C note, C chord, G note, G chord, A flat note, A chord, E flat note, A flat chord, F note, F minor chord, C note, F minor chord, G note, G chord, D note, G chord. There you have it. Let's do it one more time. right, let's meet up at step 3 and choose some melody notes. So it's time to add the right hand melody. With this exercise, I want to try something a little bit different. So what we're going to do is not necessarily a melody per se, but rather a pretty little accompaniment to go with our left hand pattern. Because we are working with triads, groups of 3 notes, we are going to work in groups of 3. All right, now let's play your chords broken in the right hand 4 times along with the solid chord in your left hand. So let's try that first. Now let's bring in our left hand pattern that we learned in step 2. You're going to play your right hand broken chord for everything that you do in your left hand. All right, here we go. Time. There you go. So do that for all the chords in your chord progression and you have a nice little song. Now remember day 1 where I talked about how old music notation is? I want you to remember that traditional musical staff notation may not work for you. So there is no reason that you can't come up with something that is your own unique way to draw out your music. It's your music, you do you, but here's what I did. All right, grab yourself some paper and a pen and write the names of your chords at the bottom. C, A flat, F minor, and G for my chords. And then I'm going to write my bass notes as squares. And remember, I go 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. All right. And then I'm going to draw my chords as squares as well. Why not? And then one more. C, E, G, A flat, C, E flat, F, A flat, C, and G, B, and D. Then for the broken notes, I'm just going to do, I don't know, circles. And there we go. Continue, continue. And then you're done. So let's move on to the last step, the art part. Congratulations. We are on step 5, decorating your song. Whatever you have now and whatever it sounds like, I hope you had fun. This is the last step, as I said, and the art making part. Grab your supplies. I used scissors and glue, and I got some different colored pieces of paper, and then I cut them into strips. And I took these strips and glued them onto a larger piece of paper into the shape of a sun. Check it out. So I took my notation and glued some of the strips to it around to make a border like this. And then I glued it to the sun. And I used a lot of glue, a lot. And so let it dry flat if you're going to do something like this. But really, you can do whatever you want. So there you have it. Another little song and a craft about what you are thankful for. And like I said, you don't have to share anything with me. This can be just for you. Be yourself. Just follow where the notes take you. And always remember to breathe, be in the moment, and have fun. I really hope that you've enjoyed day 2. Day 3 is coming up, expressing yourself through art and music with me, Kenna. If you have any questions, make sure to comment on this video below. You can find me on Instagram or just go to my website, kennaburima.com. See you later for day 3.